first grade. I am here tonight and I just want to tell you that my husband and I are beyond thrilled with so many things there, but academically speaking, I have two children that are polar opposites, and the staff and the teachers seem to work with each of them like they're the only student there, which is hard to find. They have the Concept SIS app where we can check the grades. I really appreciate that. Having friends in St. Louis public schools, they have never even heard of something like that. It's foreign to them. Also just little things where we can pop in and have lunch with our kids. They're little. My first grader is still just 6, so if mom can just pop in and bring him a smile to his face, that means a whole lot. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
I don't need that.
Okay.
My name is Tyrone Roberson. We decided to move here from Lake St. Louis. My wife Tiffany and my 3 kids, Trinity Shirts and Tie. Some of the teachers know us as the Robersons because we chose to move to the city. We sold our house in Lake St. Louis. They gave us a nice fat check, and we chose to move here because we love the diversity. And so we started off going to Sticks. We started all the kids going to Sticks. Then we decided to move. So my firstborn, Ty, he came here. We gave it a shot, and now all 3 of them are here. So I think that says enough. This school is amazing. We're not gonna lie. We love this school. We love the. I'm a graduate of Mizzou, M-I-Z, Z-O-U. That's right. My wife's a graduate of St. Louis U, and so we are very big on education. So I was actually born in North St. Louis, and I told myself before I had a family, I'd never move to the city until I had a friend who's in education, lives in the city, South City. He says, no, you gotta come. I'm like, man, I'm not moving my family to the city. We came, he said, just get in the car and we're gonna ride. And we started riding, and I thought city was city. I thought North St. Louis was west, south, and I was sadly wrong. My wife's from North Carolina. She was very mad at me. She was like, why didn't you tell me about this? I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't know. I've never been south. I've always been north. And so my kids they love this school. My wife loves this school. And I have a kindergartner, a first grader, kindergarten, first and second grader. And so it's very important. Me growing up in North St. Louis and knowing that if I want a good education, if it wasn't for sports, I'm gonna be real. If it wasn't for football, I wouldn't have gotten a good education, okay? And so I ended up graduating from Pattonville, but I'll tell you, it was DSEC programs. We're in the city. This city deserves, the kids deserve it. The parents, the residents, they deserve a school just like this. And one reason I like this school over even schools that I went to, there's diversity here. I've traveled the world. When I saw the Turkey flag in this school, I'm like, hey, I did 2 weeks in Turkey. Then I got to meet my man over here. We talked, so it's just awesome, man. It's awesome to be able to get this and capture this, so much of the world culture in one school and not degrade the academics. That's something that's very important to us. And so they asked me to come, and I'm like, okay, what for? I'm a busy man. Like, we got our charter, and I'm like, I'm there. And so we're here. We just wanted to say, I want to say thank you to all of GSA. You guys are amazing. You guys make this school and this area. We live 3 minutes away from this place. And it feels good to be running late and still be on time. So.
We have several over here.
And I am going to read what I wrote, otherwise I might start to emotionally ramble. So, my name's Amber. I have 2 sons that attend GSA Smiley, and I'm here in support of GSA. My oldest is a 4th grader, and I could give numerous examples and talk about some exceptional teachers, some of who I see here tonight, that he's had that's helped us move from a 1st grader who cried every morning asking me to homeschool him his entire 1st grade year, to a thriving 4th grader who wasn't even disappointed when school wasn't called off for snow day last week. It's okay, Mom. But instead, I'd really like to take a moment to tell you about my youngest, who is a kindergartner this year. The original plan was actually not to send him to GSA, but rather for him to attend a nearby public school who utilizes special school districts. My son, Easton, has Down syndrome, and with it, some of the traditional delays. I thought special school district would be well suited to accommodate his IEP, his individual education program, and moving to this other school would also allow him to attend elementary school with his familiar preschool peers. However, due to circumstances beyond our control, that option was removed from us. But within hours of finding this out and contacting GSA, I had answers. Yes, Easton would be able to attend with sibling preference. Yes, special education would be covered, as would integration into general education classes. Yes, GSA would make this work. And making it work has been an understatement. My son happily waves goodbye as he goes to school every morning. When I pick him up each day, he's all smiles, and we have to wait for him to give goodbye hugs with all of his best friends and escort them to their parents. He talks about his teachers and his friends every night. I cannot stress enough how amazing his teachers and para are for helping the other students not only understand, but also accept and support differences. In addition to the social butterfly he has absolutely blossomed under the instruction of his teachers and his therapists. His work with numbers has grown. He now understands one-to-one correspondence, and he can rote count to a much higher number than when we started school this year. His letter work shows the same degree of progress. And his speech, actually all of his communication, is increasing. I get comments about this all the time from friends and family. He can now write his name without cueing, although we're still working on legibility. And he makes some pretty awesome people and animal drawings, where just months ago we were still seeing scribbles. The change of plans to attend GSA could not be a better example of what a blessing in disguise looks like. I could continue to give you numerous examples of the ways that the teachers at GSA have put in amazing amounts of effort to help both of my sons succeed to the best of their individual ability. But instead, I just want to reiterate what an awesome school GSA is, not only teaching academics, but also teaching strong character and a sense of community. I'm very thankful that we are a Gator family.
I'll try to be quick. If you ask my students, they know I can ramble, and they're like, Coach Riley, can we play now? Oh, yeah, I guess. All right, here we go. My name is Coach Riley. My name is Jacob Riley. I'm the PE teacher here at GSA South. And I actually did 7 years in the district that Mr. Blackstone mentioned in his PowerPoint. The difference between GSA and the district I was formerly at, our students want to come to school. Speaking on South, Filer, and Smiley, they want to be here. And I think if you listen to Mr. Roberson's testimony, he has 3 wonderful children that always are excited to come every single day. And that is all 443 of our students that are at this building. And part of that reason is with our admin team. As a teacher, admin is about 90% of the battle for teachers. And I feel that our admin team really takes care of us, takes care of our students, and makes GSA a good place for learning and teaching. Thank you.
Hello, is this on? I don't know if everyone. Hello, I don't need it probably. I'm Kristen Johnston. If you're on the parents of kids at Gateway Science Academy, you probably already know who I am. Anyway, my husband and I are very involved in the school, and our kids started here 9 years ago. Next this coming year. I have 4 children, one who graduates this year. So I'm also the senior class chair parent. That is a really exciting job. We should all volunteer for it. And if you're the only one that shows up to that PTO meeting, you might just get assigned it. So please show up to PTO meetings, volunteer for all the things, please. Anyway, besides that, my oldest daughter, being a senior this year, is graduating high school with 34 high school credits, 9 college credits, and she's been accepted to 10 colleges, all with scholarships. I think she's probably going to Webster, almost free, which is even better because I have 3 other kids to send to college. And then I have a 2nd grade daughter and a 5th grade son at Smiley. My 5th grade son is in elite math, and he is in all the clubs and plays all the sports and takes advantage of that. He's a pretty easy kid, actually. But the kid that I'm going to talk about next is my daughter Audrey, who does have to use our special school district because she's a dyslexic. But she's amazing. And she actually, well, up until this quarter, had a 4.0 grade point average thanks to our school and our special ed teachers and our amazing staff at Filer that sometimes probably think I'm relentless and crazy, but that's my job as her mom. So I usually get my way. Right, Mr. Chair? So anyway, I just can't. We started in Catholic school because obviously GSA was not open when my oldest daughter started school. Miss McCann was my daughter's first grade teacher. We came together like a little group of us. I was in a situation where one of my daughters was going too fast for Catholic school and one nobody wanted to help me with. So I had to find somewhere else to go, and we found GSA, and like I said, I now have 4 kids on honor roll, where one couldn't even read when we started here. So I can't speak highly enough of everything, even if you guys do get mean emails from me sometimes. But I love you all so much, and we are a family here, like Nicole said. It's a community like no other. I promise you that. I don't know another public school in Missouri, period, that has, when I talk about the teachers and the friends and what we do and our what am I looking for? What do we do? What are things that we do? All of our activities. What just the outside of school even, just our events, all the things, like we don't, sorry, I just couldn't think of a word. That they don't have that in other public schools, and my sister-in-law left this year, and the one thing she said was, I miss that community, the feeling, knowing parents when you pick up your kids, you know, when you're just putting your kid out on the bus stop in the morning, you don't see teachers, you don't talk to admin, you don't have that. So, I love you guys. Even if you get a mean email from me sometimes.
My name is Teresa Galloway. My son is an 8th grader at the Filer Middle School. We started at GSA with Miss McCann, 1st grade at Smiley and Ivanhoe, and we have loved it since. Neither my husband nor myself work for the city. We are not forced to live in the city. We choose to live in the city. If it was not for GSA Academy, we would not be living here. We did before we got into GSA. We were looking to sell our house and move to the county because we felt that was our only option. We discovered GSA, and we knew we liked our house, we liked our neighborhood, and we love our school.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Hummel, and I'm representing Kings Highway Hills Neighborhood Association. I want to say that we have a great relationship with the Filer campus, and we are so grateful that they are part of our neighborhood. But I do have to have a shout out to the music program, because we have had some of the student musicians come to our meeting and play as people are walking into our neighborhood meeting. And so I want to say thank you for that.
My name is Beth Gruber. My wife and I have 2 kids here. I'm getting emotional because y'all made me get emotional. Normally I'm pretty good at this.
You got this.
So like I said, we've got 2 kids at South. Our daughter's in 4th grade, our son's in 1st grade. We couldn't be more happy here. We are not originally from St. Louis. We moved here from Chicago a little over 11 years ago with the intent to live in the city. We wanted to raise our family in the city. We wanted to be in a diverse community, and we obviously value quality education for our kids. We're so happy to be a Gator family because of the diverse community, because of the support we get, to echo some of the other folks who've already talked, because of the diverse community, because of what Coach Riley said, the admins, because of the staff here in general. We're just really, really happy. I don't know what we would do if we didn't have this choice. And so, again, choice is important and quality is important. And we're getting it from GSA, and we want to continue to get it from GSA all the way through this high school. So thank you.
I will not need the microphone or thing. So my husband and I have a little bit of a different story. Same that we love GSA before anyone freaks out. But so we have host students, and when we became interested in hosting exchange students, we called the local school, and they were like, oh, you cannot send children here. It's not an option for you. And that left us without an option. So the great thing about GSA, obviously it's another public school, not through the City of St. Louis public school system, but we found an amazing community. The school does such a good job every year of welcoming the kids that we welcome into our home, to the point where I'm now the president of the PTO at Filer because of the community. I love being involved. You guys are great. Thank you for always welcoming our kids, treating them like you would any other student. So not only is there so many opportunities for St. Louis City kids, but they're giving opportunity to kids all over the world who otherwise would not have a chance to come to St. Louis City. So thank you.
My name is Robin Acapulco. My son is in 3rd grade at Smiley. He's been there since kindergarten. The dedication, organization, and caring of all the teachers has more than exceeded my expectations from day one. Like other people said, the extracurriculars with the clubs and the other things that they do all the time is top notch. And I really just want to say that the test scores speak for themselves. Mr. Blackstone, like, he displayed that in his PowerPoint, but I really feel like that's just so important that our kids are able to attend a school that gets that kind of performance. And I also want to give a shout out to Miss McCann, because she's pretty much the most amazing school administrator I have ever seen. She knows every student's name by the end of the first week every year, and who all of the parents are. And your memory is so amazing, and I really appreciate it.
And grandparents. She knows grandparents.
She knows
Oh, yeah.
Hi, my name is Miriam. Hi, my name is Miriam, and I am a former student at GSA, and I am currently a staff member at the before and after care. I am also a first-generation student, and I'm also undocumented, so I'm thankful for GSA college and like my counselor, Ms. Akash. She helped me connect with someone that could help me with my circumstances and find the right colleges and the right support that I needed. And I also do agree, like I went to St. Louis Public School from kindergarten to 8th grade. And when I didn't know where to go, my mom doesn't know English that well, so I had to go with my best friend wherever she was going. And I'm so happy that her mom sent me and guided me to GSA, because I don't know where I would be without her.
No, I don't need a microphone. Hi, I'm Kathy McCann. I'm one of the administrators at Smiley, but started out as a first grade teacher at Smiley. And I've been in education for over 36 years and have been, Smiley is my 7th school. And we've got it. I've got the background and the experience in other schools to compare it to. And there really is no comparison. When people say, how would you compare it to this or that? There is no comparison. What we have is good. What Nicole said about it being a community, it definitely is. We are a family. When something comes up, an email goes out. There was a fire at this family's house. His parent passed away. There was an accident. this teacher needs help with this. Our parents blow me away how quickly they step up to the plate and are willing to be there for people that they don't know, they just know that they're part of their family. When we have teachers who are looking for other employment, one of my first things that I say to them is the grass is not going to be greener. The paycheck might be bigger, but that's what you're gonna get there. You're not gonna get better. Under the direction of Mr. Blackstone, we have come a long, long way, and hoping and praying Concept keeps him where he is so that we can continue that journey. Thank you.
I don't need a microphone either, I can use my teacher voice. My name is Laura Knapp, and this is my 7th year teaching at GSA South. I have been in this school since it opened, and before that I was actually at the Smiley location. When I first started here, I actually had an empty room with no computers. But if you look across the hallway, my lab is straight across the hall here, you will see that it's a lot different. I obviously have a full set of computers, a robotics table, Lego kits, and just so much more. In the last 7 years since I have been here, I've got my gifted certification and started an enrichment program in grades 2 through 5. After completing multiple tech projects with students, I've also become ISTE, which is Technology Education Certified, in those standards. And then after using the Lego kits in my classroom, I've also gotten to volunteer with Lego Education and share my knowledge and experience at different conferences. This year, I'm also helping some of our classroom teachers. For those of you who don't know, in our classrooms, grades 3 through 5 this year in this building, we have Chromebooks one-on-one for each student. In addition to this, I've worked hard to expand more of our technology programs, like our first Lego League robotics team. I started that 6 years ago, and we have continued it to this day. We actually just competed last weekend. I also started our first Lego League junior team 5 years ago, which is a younger team. And we expanded that to 2 teams last year, and they are both full, and they will probably compete in February. I also started a Girls in STEM club that runs every spring to get girls interested in STEM fields. I've also coordinated for our Concept Young Scholars Program, or CYSP, for 3 years, which is still running. And the Scholars Program helps students in grades 5 and up set and achieve goals in different areas and complete activities outside of school. I've also started our enrichment program, which is currently in our 3rd year. And then assisted with, we also offer, like I said, it's a huge community. We have events such as Culture Night, Trunk or Treat, STEM Night, and so much more that I and a bunch of other staff members and families all participate in. I have been at GSA for my entire professional career. I don't think that I would have had all these opportunities if it had not been for GSA. I asked for my nephew to be enrolled in here 2 years ago, and he is currently in 3rd grade here at South. I care deeply about my students. I believe in this school, and I thank you for taking your time to listen to me.
I'm going to go next, and I don't think I'll need a mic. I'm Debbie Weaver. I'm the Assistant Principal of Academics in this building. This is my 4th year in this building, but for the past 12 years, I've worked with 3 different charter school organizations in the city. So my experience has been more diverse in the charter community than a lot of people. And there are a couple of things I think it's important to note that set GSA apart, because school choice is great, but not all school choice is created equal. And here at GSA, we don't have buses. Our kids show up, and I would put our attendance rates against any other charter in the city because they want to be here, not because a bus showed up on their street and got them here. It takes some effort to get here every morning. That also gives us this really unique relationship with our families because we're face-to-face with them twice a day at drop-off and pickup. And it is amazing to watch even the little kids grow from being 2 or 3 years old than being our kindergartners. I live in St. Peter, so I drive 45 minutes one way every day for the past 4 years because I want to be here. There's no place else I would rather be. I also think, and some people have touched on this, but this is not a district where anyone is looking for a scripted curriculum because our teachers need all this guidance. We have those conversations that said, here's our curriculum, but how do we need to change it to meet the kids in our classroom? And having those conversations about individual students is something very different than what I've experienced in other places. So I just wanted to share that perspective.
We have time for about 2 more, and then our time is run out. So if you've got a couple over here.
Good evening, I'm Brian Schick. I'm a middle school administrator at Filer, and I have a unique perspective. This is my 30th year in education. I took my 25 and out from the traditional public school system, and I've been in places like Melville, Rockwood, and most recently Francis Howell. So I've been in some high-performing school districts, and after 25 and out, I look for something different, something new, something exciting to be involved in with my career. And I landed here at GSA. And in these 5 years, what I have learned is we're small but mighty. We're definitely small but mighty. We managed to get a lot of things done for the good of kids. And I see our teachers each and every day putting in the extra time, the extra effort to make things happen for our students. And like Debbie, I drive those 45 minutes because like I said, came to Francis House while I was out in St. Charles County. But it matters to me to come here and share my experiences and help this district grow and contribute in ways I can. Because while we're only 10 years old, we got a lot to build on and a lot of great strengths to take us the next 100 years, like the Rockwoods and the Francis House. So our parents are outstanding. Thank you for your support. You're always there anytime we need you. And our kids, they're awesome. And I don't know how well, today I told teachers, I worry about where some of our kids would have been if we were not here. If not us, who? Doesn't mean every day's easy. Doesn't mean every day's perfect. But we're doing great work. And so it's a great tribute to our parents, to our staff, to our teachers. So I just wanted to share a perspective from somebody who spent his career in traditional college.
Hi, my name's Gus and I go to GSA South. And it has a lot of opportunities for kids in 5th grade, 4th grade, and all the others. There's many clubs and you have sports, and if you don't know something, they allow you to grow and learn that thing that you're not able to grasp yet. The teachers are nice and they help you with the things that you don't understand, and there's so many opportunities.
Thank you very much, and we do appreciate everyone coming tonight, and we appreciate your stories. They do mean a lot to us. We want to hear what's going on, and our purpose as a commission is to charter quality public schools, and so we look at the numbers. And I will just tell you, 6 or 8 months ago, we closed down a charter school in Kansas City because it was a disaster. So we appreciate your input tonight. We're going to stick around and get acquainted with the board here in a little bit and ask them some tough questions. But thank you for coming. I know you've got a lot of places to go and lots of things to do, but we appreciate you spending some time with us. Thank you.